Good afternoon, shareholders and visitors. We now present the financial highlights of tTech Limited for the year ended December 2020. In 2020, we saw growth in services with revenues increasing by 5.6% when compared to 2019. Our operating expenses in 2020 increased by 9.2% over the prior year. As tTech continues to grow, the major areas of investment continue to be our people and tools. This increase in expenses was in response to the increased demand for our suite of services and also in response to COVID-19. We saw a growth in our talent pool by over 10% to support our service delivery and increase our efficiency. The 5-year financial review shows continued growth in our revenues with fluctuations seen in our net profits before tax over the period 2016 to 2020. Our revenue of $359.4 million consists of recurring revenues and also our projects. Due to the mixed nature of our business offerings of managed services and projects, we will see bumps in our revenue over time as reflected here. Regarding our net profit performance, net profit attributable to shareholders was $22.4 million in 2020, while earnings per share was 0.21 cents. Other income, gains and losses was impacted by the fluctuation of the Jamaican dollar along with reduced rates on investment instruments, both of which impacted our overall performance. Our assets and shareholders' equity. During the year, our total assets increased by 8.37% to $317.2 million, while our shareholders' equity increased by 10% to $239.2 million. This resulted from an increase in both our current assets and our current liabilities. We also saw improvements in our government securities, which increased by 21.6% to $99.5 million at year end. tTech continues to maintain a low leverage with no debt, which reflects the company's business model of providing services which negate high, costly fixed expenditure. We continue to be impacted by standards introduced in 2019 with the introduction of new international financial reporting standards which impacted our lease financing arrangements. The IFRS requires us to recognize the right-of-use asset and long-term lease liability in our financial statements, and these amounted to charges of $2.3 million in 2020 compared to $2.4 million in 2019. Management continues to monitor the receivables portfolio, and we have no disputes regarding the outstanding amounts. Our investments also increased by 20.6% from the cash generated from our operations in 2020. We now look at our revenue and net profit for the comparatives for 2019 and 2020. As Chris earlier mentioned, with our AGM being held this far in the year for September, we have provided some information on our operations to date. Our year-to-date performance in 2021 revenues are at 20% over the corresponding period of 2019, coming out at $170.2 million compared to $204.3. The net profit in the corresponding period of half year 2021 saw an increase of 22.8% over the same period in 2020, with profits as at half year 2021 being $15.6 million and 2020 at $12.7. Ladies and gentlemen, the interest in the company continues to be strong. We continue to see our shares being actively traded, and there has been growth of shareholders from 340 at the launch of our IPO to 658 as at 30th June 2021. The share prices continue to reflect market interest and closed at $4.20 on September 3rd, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the board and management are confident about the future of tTech Limited as the demand for our services increase and our balance sheet remains strong. We continue to explore opportunities for new partnerships and also look at markets outside of Jamaica. We aim to continue growing shareholder value and provide an insanely good customer experience in the delivery of goods and services to our customers. We thank you.